So we're doing some real scientific shit today, cutting apart camshaft position sensors. I'm waiting for a new oil pan for my Jetta, and I've had some time to watch some videos on the internet. And one issue I've had in the past is camshaft position sensors failing. So I've replaced both of them on this car, I've done the crankshaft sensor, and the issue is oil was ending up inside of the sensor. And it didn't really make sense to me because there's an O-ring seal on this side, and it's a solid piece of plastic with wire connectors in there, so how is oil getting through there? I saw a video that Dave's Auto Center did about a Mercedes S-Class with oil in the wiring harness. And that's a pretty popular channel. They seem to do pretty good, reputable work. And the Mercedes technician was saying that what's happening is oil is impregnating the plastic and then traveling through the plastic, which is like a solid material, oil coming through it, and ending up inside of the sensor.
At first, when he started telling me about what I'm about to show you, I went, come on, you're kidding me, right? But he proved, that's what I like, condition, cause, correction, confirm. He proved his theory, and he's going to tell you a little bit about it. Working at Mercedes, it's not an uncommon problem. Shoot, dude, tell me about it.
All right, so this car came in for a check engine light, which had a cam position sensor code. So first thing the technician did was inspect the cam position sensor. I pulled the male end, and we found it has a brown tint to it.
Well, a brown tint, what he's looking, he's saying brown, I'm saying this shiny, oily, and that's what it is, it's oil. You're not going to see brown on that black. But look at this one here, this is a little, you can see this here too. Try to
That's
just
pretty wet.
Yeah, that's pretty wet right there.
So you go, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Yeah.
And we know it's coming up through the sensor housing.
Correct.
Into the connector. Now this is the part, I'm good with all that. But this is the part I thought,
You're punking me, man. But keep going. So oil gets past the connector and starts traveling up the engine harness. That's the part I was like, no way, come on. I mean, this engine harness, this hooks to the ECU. He's like, well, pull the ECU. And what did we find? Oil.
all the way up.
That just came out of my sensor right there.
How does that happen?
It travels up the electric current.
Okay. Did Mercedes actually produce a document that stated that? I mean, you have
No. They have no documents, no recalls, no extended warranty.
I do know there has been some transmission connectors that actually do the same thing. It's pretty much, it's called like wicking, that it just, the electrical current kind of helps it just suck it up, actually. Instead of like, you think it just flows down through the connectors, it actually sucks up into it.
So if you watch that video on Dave's Auto Center, that will explain what I've been saying all along, is that oil was somehow traveling up through those sensors. But when you're the only one saying it, nobody believes you until a bigger YouTube channel says it. I'm not sure buying a more expensive camshaft position sensor would solve this problem. What I was just looking at is, maybe if you buy a couple of these brand new, and then do a little home sealant job on them, where you seal up around the end of this metal here, all around the plastic, even right up to this flange here where it bolts in. Just coat this whole black part in sealant and adhesive, and then shove it in. So that seems like it's going to be a bigger issue with a lot of different cars. Glad it's not just happening to my Jetta, where oil's magically traveling through a solid part, ending up in a wiring harness, but, you know, modern cars, they're just junk. Eventually we're going to have to go back to carbureted VWs, air-cooled. So it's been, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe more since I've had any camshaft position sensor issues. Oh, sometimes I forget that I keep my service records on the hood, so we can just look at when we had our camshaft position sensor issue. The first one would be 9/16/2021, so 3 years ago. And crankshaft, alright, so 3 years ago, whatever. But we've definitely done 2 of them at least. I don't know how my impeccable service records missed that. Anyways, this front one's kinda easy to get to. Dog's distracted me. And I was gonna pull my connections off here just to see how we're doing, if there's any oil in there. Oh, yeah, surprise, surprise, full of oil. Well, I might actually have some electronic spray, because I didn't want to just use brake cleaner. And yeah, you can tell that plug a little broken in there, but don't tell anybody. So to settle the debate on whether you need electronics cleaner or brake parts cleaner, right here where it says Protect rubber and plastic from spray. These are all plastic, so this plastic safe. So I sprayed some stuff in there and cleaned it out with paper towels, and now we're just gonna plug the connectors back in. You can get to both of them without taking too much stuff off. Just move this little line and, you know, just hope for the best. There's not much I can do about it. If they're having these problems on AMG Mercedes, then, you know, it's nothing we can buy our way out of. So I've been trying to stay positive about the problems with my car. And if you're getting oil in your camshaft position sensor connections there, well, at least you know you got oil in the car. Could be worse. I have two camshaft position sensors here. Identical part numbers, identical dates. These are both from 12/20/2018. So these are not original sensors. They both have oil in them. I thought one was good and maybe one was bad, but there is a way to test them with a multimeter, but I'm too dumb and we don't have that technology here. So what I'm going to do is probably stick a paper towel on each one just to show you that there's oil in both of them. And then we're going to pick one and cut it open right here at the elbow and guess at what's inside. I think it's going to be solid with 3 wires, but I don't know. A little bit of oil there, not too much. These have been sitting in the trunk for a little bit on that one. So, you know, doesn't matter which one we do. These are going for $20 to $40. I think the most expensive one's $50, $47, something like that. So I think like a 9 right here should probably be good. Oh no. So that's what you get when you're working at your computer table. My computer just fell off the table. And none of this damage is new. That's actually all old damage from falling off the R32. I knew this was a solid part, and that's what I've been saying all along, is how is the oil getting through here? Uh-oh, okay, we might have a little of a hint here. And you see the porousness of the sensor? So if you're looking at it here, you might see those little pinholes right there by that connection. So if we look at this connection, it would be this side. And you don't really see any. They might be really small. But oil, there's one there, is just impregnating the plastic like I said. Picture an AR-15, the Magpul followers, the self-lubricating polymer. You know, it's self-lubricating. It just, oil penetrates in and it's just, you know, embedded with oil. So that's interesting. I kind of want to cut this one open now, but, you know, I don't really need to. We'll save it for a backup. And you're like, well, it already failed once. How would it be a backup? I don't know, because electrical shit just does magical stuff. And I don't know how it works, but obviously oil is forcing its way through a solid part. So Dave's Auto Center will probably explain the issue in a more professional way. We're real basic over here. How much more do you need to know than solid part, oil go through? No good.